Now, idea number 6 is lead from the front. In any group, the person in the front leads the way, either it is consciously or unconsciously. 50 Cent never assigned one of his crew members to do some dirty job for him. He was not afraid to do the job himself. By taking control over the situation, 50 was also controlling the emotions of his crew, making them to follow him. There was a story about the Duke of Wellington saying that the mere appearance of Napoleon at the head of his army was the equivalent of an additional 40,000 men. So, lead by example, lead from the front. Idea number 7, respect the process, mastery. 50 Cent treated hustling as a job. So every day at the same hour, he was up on the streets, working till morning. He was able to think big, but he was still aware that in order to achieve the success he wanted, he had to respect the process and learn. Now, knowing that you are building the foundation for your future, you'll have to serve an apprenticeship. You must endure and grind. If you build your success brick by brick, it will be a long-lasting one. Even if all your businesses fail, you now have the knowledge to rebuild what you once had. So, respect the process, mastery. Push beyond your limits, self-belief, thinking big. With his mother being murdered when he was 8, 50 Cent got into a harsh reality pretty fast. He had all the background and motives to turn to drug use and alcohol. And yet, his mind was somewhere else. He saw himself as a leader. He visualized the places where he will go and the people he will meet. Most people are not even able to entertain the simple thought that one day they will become important or have a truly meaningful life. Don't you dare to get stuck into the mentality that you do not deserve more. We are wired to overreach. We are programmed to change the world and transform ourselves. Your brain will try to trick you and make you go easy on life. But the truth is that you have to attack life. So push beyond your limits. Idea number 9. Constantly reinvent yourself. Now that he got himself into a new world, 50 Cent had to change his approach. He got out of the hood into music, but if he will lose his hood-like attitude, he will also lose his fans. Now, you have to understand that most people judge you by appearances. It's not just about your clothes, but also about your words, your style, and your actions. You need to take control of this process and be consistent with your image. He would have to transform himself again. He would have his signature tattoos removed. Perhaps he would also change his name again. He would create a new image, part businessman, part hustler. This would surprise the public, keep him a step ahead of their expectations, and remove yet another barrier to his freedom. Reinventing himself in this way would be the ultimate reversal of the fate that seemed to await him after the death of his mother. Constantly reinvent yourself. Idea number 10. Know that you know nothing. When the things were going well, 50 could easily fall into a trap. He could become arrogant and full of himself because all the things were going so good. He knew that he was smart, he had confidence, real confidence, but he also knew that he wasn't the smartest guy out there. There was this story about the Oracle of Delphi pronouncing Socrates the wisest man in the world. Socrates could not believe it and decided to go around Athens and find a person who was wiser than he was. He engaged in many discussions with poets, politicians, artists, and philosophers. But the oracle was right. All the people Socrates talked to had a clear certainty about things. They were throwing opinions on matters and they had no idea about that specific thing they were talking. They were full of themselves. He realized that his superiority was that he knew nothing. So you have to have your mind open to experiencing new things and accepting that everything can change in any moment. Know that you know nothing.